doesn't have New York? For real? All right, one, two, say only one of them. All right, take out New York.
Definitely say no. There's only one part.
Good evening and welcome. I am Mr. Adam Brusati, Supervisor of Extracurricular Activities of Freehold Township High School. I welcome all of you to our 50th annual commencement ceremony. The Pledge of Allegiance will be led by the President of the National Honor Society, Melvin Pineda Miguel.
As president of the Freehold Township National Honor Society, I ask the choir members to come forward at this time. Would everyone please stand for the salute to the flag? Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now please remain standing for the signing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
The mic's not working? Technical difficulty. So why we can't sit?
Guys, just smile.
I'll just yell it. Project.
Scream the speech.
Scream it.
Thank you. Please be seated. And thank you, Melvin. And thank you, choir. Welcome and good evening. It is a great honor and privilege for me to welcome you, the parents, guardians, relatives, and friends of the class of 2022 to the 50th annual commencement at Freehold Township High School. You do us a great honor by your presence here this evening as we, the Board of Education, the administration, the faculty and parents, recognize and celebrate in a very public manner the accomplishments of the class of 2022, an outstanding group of young adults. To the parents and guardians of our graduates, we appreciate your support and partnership these past 4 years. I would like to introduce the guests on the dais. Mrs. Elizabeth Higley, Freehold Township Representative to the Board of Education. Mr. Alan Walker, Deputy Mayor of Freehold Township. Mr. Bruce Henniker, Director of Planning, Research, and Evaluation of the Freehold Regional High School District. Mr. Michael Mendez, Director of Guidance and Operations of the Freehold Regional High School District. Mrs. Leanne Rechtenwald, Assistant Principal. Mr. Rodney Taylor, Assistant Principal. Dr. Shabri Dow, Assistant Principal. Ms. Melissa LaPlaga and Mrs. Jamie Ratine, Senior Class Advisors. And Ms. Brittany Ho, Class of 2017. And our student leaders, valedictorian Nicole Radchenko, salutatorian Nicole Labocchiaro, student government president Gianna Vaccaro, senior class president Emily Carl, and National Honor Society president Melvin Pineda Miguel. Now, to extend a greeting to all assembled from the class of 2022, it is my pleasure to introduce the salutatorian of the class, Nicole Labocchiaro.
Good evening, parents, families, friends, faculty, and fellow graduates of Freehold Township High School's half-centennial commencement. Tonight, this ceremony exemplifies the hard work each and every one of us have put into our 4 years of high school, while also representing one more milestone in our lives that we have surpassed by no easy feat. A very special person told me just a couple of days ago, and I quote, "To treat the word impossible merely as a motivation to achieve our greatest dreams as we transition into adulthood." Allow me to elaborate on this. This 10-letter word should not control your future, and certainly should not define your limits. I feel like as a whole, the class of 2022 has gotten a little taste of the impossible already. Halfway into our sophomore year, we were shut down by the notorious pandemic we all were unanimously affected by in one way or another, whether it be through postponing when we received our driver's licenses or the passing of a loved one. Never did we think that it would travel alongside us as we navigated through the uncharted territory of the 2020 to 2021 school year. Yet, we were able to adapt despite the unprecedented period it seemed like we were timelessly trapped in. Becoming intimidated by the scope of impossibility 2020 brought us was simply not an option. In our own individual ways, we overcame personal obstacles never previously foreseen using perseverance, including our effective transition from in-person education to remote learning and vice versa. Every student present here tonight was able to do this, and it clearly did not go unnoticed, as we all are deserving of the privilege to graduate. However, our endeavors through life do not stop here. We will continuously be thrown into the unknown, the unfathomable rather, and we have no choice but to move forward. Some doors will definitely close, but new ones, which are later revealed to be better opportunities, will be opened. Personally, I view high school as a growth period. We entered the building fresh out of middle school, merely 14-year-olds, and now we are given the independence in our future career paths. Honestly, it's liberating, but by the same token, let that sink in for a moment. Wherever each of us choose to go after high school, it is completely up to us through our own free will. The thought of this new, unconventional way of thinking frightened me at first, but I learned that the only way to end up where I want to be is by embracing the roller coaster of emotions life will bring me. I know that every decision I make paves the way for my future. Every single turn and fork in the road that diverges from my original path will eventually lead me to my desired destination. In order to earn what I want, I need to go the extra mile and defy all odds in doing so, even when it may seem impossible. Life is an unpredictable journey, and we do not stop growing once we receive our high school diplomas. In fact, we will finally begin to understand what it truly means to live as adults beyond the 12 years we have devoted mainly to succeeding in our education. No one knows what the next years or even decades will give or take away from us, but we should not let this cause us to lose track of the visions every single person here has for their future. Finally, please remember through all of what you choose to seek that life is way too short to let a 10-letter word weigh you down and shy you away from attaining your desires. Take those risks, stay true to yourself, and embrace the challenge of what is perceived as impossible. Congratulations, class of 2022. We did it.
Thank you, Nicole. I would now like to welcome to the podium the valedictorian of the class of 2022, Nicole Radchenko.
Good evening, guests, family, friends, faculty, staff, and of course, the distinguished class of 2022. Today, you'll get your diploma, you'll give a firm handshake, maybe pose for a quick picture, then you'll walk off stage to claim your spot in what many like to call the real world. Some may say the real world starts after college, but let's be real, as someone who has never packed her own lunch in her 13 years of school, I think the real world starts when I move to Chicago in the fall. All jokes aside, I want you to disregard what I just said because I actually really dislike this misconception. The one that says the real world starts after you graduate. It invalidates the lives we've led thus far, implying that our day-to-day struggles are trivial in comparison to those that exist in the real world. Simple as it may seem, this statement dismisses 18 invaluable years of emotional and intellectual growth. Growth that molded the versatile individual sitting before me today. What we sometimes fail to acknowledge is that adversity isn't ageist. It doesn't discriminate. Your youth doesn't make the experiences you've lived any less real than those lived by someone with decades on you. Take a moment to think about all that we've experienced these 4 years of high school. Besides the global pandemic, each and every one of us has faced and overcome countless hurdles, whether individually or as a class. I'm not saying I'll walk off the stage miraculously knowing how to do my tax reports or buy a home, because I don't yet. If that's the type of knowledge you need to succeed post-graduation, so be it. But that's not the type of knowledge that makes life real. It's our daily interactions. It's our loving relationships, the laughs, the cries, the tragedy, the resilience. Contrary to popular belief, this diploma is not a celebration or acknowledgement that you've completed 4 years of academic coursework. It's more than that. It's a testament to that and everything that you've endured in spite of it. Different as they may be, we've all had our troubles with friends, family, school. The cardstock paper you're about to receive represents that. If you're anything like me, your mom might have been your alarm clock, but it was you who made the conscious choice to step into that building almost every day for the last 4 years. In the real world, they'll tell you that being an adult means working yourself to the bone, putting in that 9-to-5 grind each and every day. But we've put in that grind. Maybe not to the same extent, but 8:24 to 3 o'clock almost every weekday for the last 4 years Not to mention the 9 years before that, plus all the extracurricular activities we had to sacrifice for, the exams we had to study for, the sports we had to train for, the familial and personal struggles we had to tend to. All of these responsibilities coupled together seem pretty real to me. As we embark on this journey today, I encourage you to take advantage of your artistic, creative, and intellectual freedom. That you serve, debate, question, and explore your full potential. That you feel the world at your fingertips and make it tremble. So, as you go into the real world, remember that you've already led a life full of trials, triumphs, and glory. I hope you use those experiences to prepare you for what's next. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2022.
Thank you, Nicole. It is the tradition of Freehold Township High School to have the commencement speaker be a member of the graduating class from 5 years previous to address the class. The speaker is chosen in this way so that there is a direct connection to our graduates from someone who walked our halls and sat in those same seats, yet never crossed paths with our students during their time here, until now. With that in mind, please join me in welcoming Brittany Ho to the podium.
Esteemed faculty, honored guests, and graduating students, welcome to Freehold Township High School's Class of 2022 commencement ceremony. My name is Brittany Ho, and I'm honored to speak with you today. When I was first asked to address this group of graduates, honestly, I was terrified. What inspiring thing could I possibly say to a group of people that had been through so much in the past few years? To start, I put myself back in those chairs. I remembered how nervous and excited and itchy I felt in those gowns. And most of all, I remember wishing somebody would tell me how to navigate the next few years, how to make the right choices so I wouldn't have any regrets, and to tell me simply what came next. I won't stand up here and tell you that I have those answers or try to give you the deep philosophical meaning of life. I haven't quite unlocked that since 2017. But the advice I can give you is actually pretty simple. And though my life has changed a lot since I sat in those chairs, I've moved away from home, I've graduated from college, I've shaken hands with presidents, I still constantly notice myself coming back to it. And I'll share it with you today in the hopes that it can guide you in your path, even if it's just for the next 5 minutes. Ready? Give yourself permission. When you look around and see limits imposed on you by others, give yourself permission to excel. Try a million different things, explore the passions that make you feel curious and energized, and dive into them. Do more when others say there is nothing left to be done. You are allowed to believe that you are smart, hardworking, and creative enough to surpass the norm. FTHS, a place where I felt encouraged by my teachers and my classmates and the work ethic, was the first place I truly felt I had the space to do this, and it's been the most important thing I brought with me into the world. Excel in your studies, your professional endeavors, and most of all, in your capacity for kindness. When you feel stuck in one place or frustrated at your life choices, give yourself permission to change. You will, at some point, find yourself thinking, how did I end up here? Your priorities will shift. You will make mistakes, and you will cringe when you think about some of the things you've done. I certainly do, especially when I remember some of the choices I've made in that very building. But it's okay. Don't take yourself too seriously, especially not now. And be kind to who you were yesterday, knowing that it shaped who you'll be tomorrow. Finally, when you feel overwhelmed by how much there is left to be fixed in the world, give yourself permission to celebrate. It is all too easy to get swept up in our own shortcomings and feel discouraged about how much there's left to do. Carving out time to find joy and celebrate the tiny successes and the hard-learned lessons is a skill that takes honing, and it's also precisely what gives us the energy to continue fighting. And if there is one thing I hope you remember leaving today, it is to celebrate one another. When I think back to my time at FTHS, my most precious memories are the small, everyday acts of togetherness. Sharing a high five with my favorite teacher, singing along to the radio as we raced out of the parking lot, looking around at the sea of faces at graduation, sharing that moment of victory with my classmates. That feeling in your chest right now, bask in it, capture it, and strive to emulate it wherever you land next. Give yourself permission, that's it. I hope those 3 little words serve you well during your next chapter and act as your North Star during times of confusion and fear, just as it has for me. Now, this wouldn't be a commencement speech without a quote, so please allow me to share one from Teddy Roosevelt that feels particularly relevant today. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who errs, who comes short again and again, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly. Class of 2022, you are a generation of people in the arena. This is not a group I need to speak with about rising to the challenge. You all have been tested these few years, your limits stretched, your patience worn thin in ways big and small, and yet it's been inspiring to see you all react with grace and charm. In the face of life changing, I've witnessed this generation brush off their shoulders and say, bring it on. As we all know, plans change overnight, and what we take for granted can be ripped away from us. Every day is a new opportunity for the best or worst news of a lifetime. And frankly, it's terrifying. In spite of all of that uncertainty, though, I am positive that you all will handle that chaos with kindness and tenacity, the very same traits that landed you in those seats today. So if you are still sitting there wondering, how do you navigate these next few years? How do you make the right choices to avoid regrets? And what comes next? To that, I say, give yourself the permission to define your next move and rejoice in it, whatever it may be. Celebrate today, be gentle with yourselves, jump into the arena. Thank you and congratulations to the class of 2022.
Thank you, Brittany. To commemorate this occasion, the Freehold Township Patriot community would like to present you with our school medal. Melvin Pineda-Miguel, President of the National Honor Society, will you please come up to present Brittany with our medal? This medal represents the history, philosophy, and total educational program offered at Freehold Township High School. We ask that you accept this medal to remember this special occasion. At this time, I would like to invite Freehold Township High School's Assistant Principal for the class of 2022, Mr. Rodney Taylor, to address the class.
Good evening, and welcome to Freehold Township High School, where we've all come to celebrate this outstanding graduating class. Before I address the class of 2022, I would like to recognize the following faculty members for their years of service to the students at Freehold Township High School. Ms. Karen Titus, who served for 23 years. Ms. Joanne Price, who served for 19 years. Ms. Trish Jordan, who served for 14 years. Mrs. Lynn Chavone, who served for 27 years. And Mr. Gene Blanco, who served for 27 years. Thank you for being tireless professionals, helpful co-workers, and compassionate, caring educators. Congratulations and best wishes on your retirement. This evening, with smiles, laughter, and possibly some tears, we say goodbye to the Freehold Township High School class of 2022. Today, we celebrate you. Seated before you tonight are nearly 500 seniors that have excelled in academics, athletics, and the arts. This class is certainly unique. After a year and a half of interruptions caused by the pandemic, this class was able to relish the milestones that every graduating class should. Concerts and musicals in the auditorium, battle of the classes, which our seniors won, a prom without masks, just to name a few. The class of 22 was a resilient group that will be better for the challenges they overcame during their time here. With that said, the class of 2022 has accomplished many feats this year. Here's a snapshot of their accomplishments. National Merit Scholarship Commended Scholars, Seal of Biliteracy Award winners, National Latin Exam Award winners, National Honor Society, World Language Honor Societies and Math Honor Society inductions, graduates from our Animal and Botanical and Global Studies magnet programs, as well as our International Baccalaureate Diploma program. Endless hours of community service and volunteer service. Thousands of dollars raised and donated to various charities. Accomplished musicians and vocalists, representation on the All-Shore Chorus, All-Shore Teams, All-Region and All-State Band, distinguished artists, accomplished writers, A-North Division champs in girls soccer, boys soccer, gymnastics, and boys swimming, state sectional championships in girls soccer, boys soccer, gymnastics, and softball, athletes earning all division, all county, all shore, and all state accolades, state DECA qualifiers, state TSA and state FFA winners, being named the FFA Silver Chapter Perfect SAT scores, and Eagle Scouts. All this is the tightly woven fabric that makes us Freehold Township High School. For this particular senior class, the guidance office processed 2,730 college applications. In the fall, they will attend higher education institutions such as Northwestern, Notre Dame, Johns Hopkins, Carnegie Mellon, NJIT, and UPenn. The graduating class earned over $20,484,264 in scholarships. 91% of our students will be attending 2-year or 4-year college or a technical or business school in the fall. 6% of our students will be entering the workforce, and 7 members of this year's graduating class have chosen to serve our country by enlisting in the United States Armed Forces. Would those following students please stand and be recognized? Jonathan Bowler will be enlisted in the Army. Alexander Daniels in the Marines. Emmanuel Ellis in the Air Force. Sean Gonzalez in the Navy. Sean Loftus, also the Navy. Antonio Pena in the Marines. And Joshua Rodriguez in the Marines. Please stand and help me give them a round of applause. You may be seated. To the class of 2022, 13 years ago, you began a journey, and today marks the culmination of years of hard work and dedication. Graduation Day is, in fact, the day of change. It is a day to reflect on the past, but focus on the future and what changes lie ahead. In just a few minutes, you will say goodbye to a familiar institution that you have called home for the last 4 years. Tonight's celebration will help you properly say goodbye, for tomorrow you will embark on a new journey called life. The journey of life will be full of twists, turns, and forks in the road. When you get to that fork in the road and you are deciding which path to take, pause. Reflect on all the lessons that you've learned and draw upon your experiences to guide you to the right direction. Life is exciting, dynamic, and ever-changing, and you will acquire new knowledge and understanding through your journey. So ladies and gentlemen, as you face and tackle the inevitable changes, hold true to yourself and take every opportunity to make a difference. It is these qualities that will guide you further in your journey. Know this, every single one of you sitting out here tonight is capable of overcoming an obstacle that may come your way. For you have all faced a challenging high school experience, one that you will certainly never forget. To all the staff members, parents, and guardians here tonight that have helped to prepare for your seniors for the next chapter in life, we all thank you. Congratulations to each member of the graduating class and their families. You will forever hold a special place in my heart. May you continue on to great success in all your future endeavors. Listen to your heart, persevere through the journey that awaits, and make memories that will last a lifetime. Now go off and do great things. Mr. Mendez and Ms. Higley, as Assistant Principal of Freehold Township High School's graduating class, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the graduating class of 2022.
At this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Michael Mendez, Director of Guidance and Operations for the Freehold Regional High School District, and Mrs. Elizabeth Higley, the Freehold Township Representative of the Freehold Regional High School District Board of Education. They will certify the diplomas to the class of 2022.
Thank you, Mr. Bersati. First, to the class of 2022, you will also hold a special place in my heart as being my first class when I was the assistant principal. I'm extremely proud of every single one of you, and I wish you all congratulations, and to your families as well, so congratulations. It is my honor to confirm that the members of the class of 2022 here assembled have fulfilled all requirements for high school graduation in accordance with the New Jersey Department of Education statute and regulation, and have successfully completed the requirements set forth by the Freehold Regional High School District and are therefore eligible to receive their high school diplomas. I now certify the class of 2022. I wish you happiness and success in your future endeavors. Congratulations.
Woo! I'm so excited for this next part that I almost did the jerk on stage and embarrassed myself again. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to award diplomas to the following students. Our valedictorian, Nicole Radchenko. Our salutatorian, Nicole Lobachillaro. Our student government president, Gianna Vaccaro. Our senior class president, Emily Carl. And our National Honor Society president, Melvin Pineda Miguel. Now at this time, the president of the senior class, Miss Emily Carl, and the student government president, Gianna Vaccaro, will present their fellow classmates.
Hannah Abdelatif.
Nicholas Jared Lacana.
Fatima J. Abu Diab.
Justina Lacourt.
Anna Adamov.
Andrew Lago.
Farwa Mariam Ali.
Tyler Lago.
Giuseppe Valentino Amato.
Kelsey Lynn Lally.
Kayla Chelsea Amon.
Aubriana Nicole Lanza.
Ryder James Anagnos,
Alexa Marie Larkin,
Brianna Nancy Anderson,
Kelly Lynn Larkin,
Spencer Clayton Anderson Jr.,
Zachary David Latera,
Paige Elizabeth Marie Anstey,
Anna Rose Loro,
Emily Apin,
Cara P. Lavden,
Nicole Aragon,
Nancy Lazonava,
Juliana Rose Arciero,
Shay L. Leffler Bloom,
Abisoy Jaden Ario Jr.,
Jackson Ford Lehman,
Nicole Araspiana,
Nathaniel Bryce Levine,
Ryan Arnone,
Samantha Elise Liebenson,
Evan R. Ashworth,
Morgan Ann Link,
Filza Asif,
Richard Lockard,
Eliana Rose Auerbach,
Sean M. Loftus,
Liana K. Augusto,
Gianna Florence Longo,
Naeem Rubin,
Matthew Joseph Luback,
Grace Elizabeth Bailey,
Alicia Isabella Luckman,
Jordan Nicholas Bain,
Desiree Michelle Lujan,
Danny Banting,
Douglas Clinton Luke,
Ethan L. Barnes,
Stephen William Lundberg,
Joseph Cosimo Berry,
Sage Lynn Lupinacci,
Gavin Belfer,
Nicole Ann Lusnia,
Yassine Belkadi,
Robert Lutsky,
William Bullock,
Maria Trinidad Machado,
Christina Marie Benedon,
Hunter C. Madden,
Hunter Ryan Bernstein,
Gabrielle Madera,
Michael J. Barrios,
Victoria Madrid Bustamante,
Matthew M. Birch,
Taylor Ann Magarovich,
Brianna Lynn Badoon,
Alexander Jordan Maglioso,
Jack C. Bierman,
Nicholas James Magnifico,
Anton Belozer,
Brianna Maiello,
Kylie Jennifer Bitsko,
Alyssa P. Manko,
Latasha Margaret Ann Blount,
Michael Joseph Mancusi,
Isabella Rose Baffardi,
Sarah Elizabeth Marchant,
Michael Benedetto Baffardi,
Bella Lucille Marinich,
Jonathan William Baller,
Juliana Rose Marino,
Isabel Borchevsky,
Victoria Lynn Marino,
Michael Paul Borromeo,
Garrett Kevin Mark,
Marklino Bulos,
Leah Nicole Marrero,
Abigail Michaela Bosdorf,
Hermione Martinez,
Tess Mackenzie Bosdorf,
Jesus Noel Martinez,
Brian M. Bove,
Julia Martinez,
Christopher D. Bove,
Tyler Horatio Martino,
Kyle R. Bove,
Kendall Rose Martino,
Mackenzie Page Brown,
Kayla Martins,
Matthew Latrell Brown,
Erida Martusevituche,
Alexandra Bushell,
Chase Reed Matthews,
Cara Marie Buno,
Vincent James Matthews,
Nicholas Bono,
Andrew Matthew Mayer,
Alexa Francine C. Caballeron,
Michael A. McCarville.
Giacomo Vincent Calamita.
Daniel F. McKenna.
William Matthew Calise.
Aiden Arman McKeon.
Taryn Moylan Carbone.
Brian John McKeon.
Robert Matthew Cardillo.
Thomas Edward McKnight.
Olivia Tess Carino.
Thomas Charles McNamara.
Jonathan A. Carnamola.
Christopher K. Mendez.
Matthew Jason Carney.
Jacob Daniel Mendez.
Brielle Nicole Carroll.
Lisbeth Mendoza Flores.
Kamora Sarai Carter.
Sean Andrew Messia.
Benjamin A. Caruso.
Mia Metkov.
Haiti Castellanos Meza.
Alexander Metz.
Antonia Rose Castiglia.
Ashley Metz.
Gianna Marie Castro Rivera.
Wiley Stephen Madura.
Marissa Solano.
Daniel Mighty.
Kayla Nicole Sanami.
Madeline Sophia Milchman.
Gabriella Cerami.
Vedant Mystery.
Joseph Stephen Chang.
Brandon Joseph Moyney.
Megan Sarah Chang.
Christian Dennis Maharas.
Rita Chaudhary.
Stephen J. Monclova V.
Anthony Giovanni Chilemi.
Madeline Grace Montague.
Jason Ching.
Samantha Joy Montalbine.
Alexandria Lauren Chinisi.
Jamie Montanez.
Jessica Maria Chuha.
Gabriella Montano.
Morgan Marie Chikowski.
Olivia Monteleone.
Sarah Daehan Cheng.
Michael Joseph Montello Jr.
Caitlin Ashley Chess.
Gregory Dixon Moore.
Janelle Victoria Cloud.
Quincy Moore.
Anna Gabrielle Colbert.
Natalie Page Meridian.
Herman Alexander Colbert Jr.
Catherine D. Morales Serena.
Nicole M. Colucci.
Jaden A. Morales.
Jesse Conti.
Hannah Rose Morowitz.
Emily Marie Cosgrove.
Amanda Jean Morell.
Isabella Cristulo.
Jalen Moxie.
Jake A. Crea.
Logan Joseph Mullaney.
Ezekiel Cruz.
Luis E. Munguia.
Naya Marie Cruz.
Daniela Munoz Pacheco.
Frank Joseph D'Alessandro Jr.
Sudanaz Mutlu.
Alexander J. Daniels.
Olivia Page Nam.
Lean Darwish.
Anastasia Christine Nelson.
Danielle Davenport.
Zachary Real Neron.
Jacob Davidson.
Daniela K. Nevins.
Milanda Dowdy.
Jason Patrick Nerero.
Kyle Philippe Diabru.
Robert C. O'Brien II.
Haley Alexa Dean.
Tara Ann O'Donnell.
Aiden Michael Delena.
Noah James O'Reilly.
Eric Andrew D. Luis.
Shane O'Shea. Devin M. Olson.
Emma Grace DeLucia.
Jonathan Olick.
Michael Christian Del Moro.
Joshua Daniel Olin.
Julia Del Sordi.
Aldo Mateo Ostawalza.
Jordan Alexa Demarest.
Emily Carol Atone.
Gianna Nicole Dembski.
Joseph Andrew Patteron.
Risa Sarong Diatale.
Gianna Nancy Pilato.
Anna Elizabeth DePass.
Sonia Panjuane.
Krish H. Dial.
Giancarlo Andre Pantano.
Angelina Emily Diangson.
Danielle Jasmine Panton.
Briley J. DeJoya.
David Paredes.
Stephanie Faye Dicker.
Ellis T. Parks.
Michael Vincent Dolce.
Gianna Angela Pascaliccio.
Cole Duhigg.
Jess Irvin Olongo Paleo.
Emma P. Duke.
Antonia Pena Aguilar.
Kayla Easton.
Courtney Ann Pennington.
Jennifer Taylor Isley.
Dominic Panisi Jr.
Aaron Justin Tyler Eisenstein.
Caitlin Peterpaw.
Emmanuel Benjamin Ellis.
Hayden T. Peters.
Harrison Scott Engel.
Brady William Pettit.
Matthew Epstein.
Daniel Philbin.
Lindsay Michelle Eskis.
Patrick W. Philbin.
George Fahmy.
Murphy Dylan Pickering.
Darren Alfair.
Isabella Rose Perini.
Jason Howard Feldman.
Ramesh Elias Pimentel.
Gavin A. Fennell.
Haley Marie Pires.
Zachary Thomas Fischera.
Amanda Victoria Piefko.
Monique Lizette Milagros Figueroa.
Anthony J. Pontecorvo Jr.
Adrian Fishta.
Maya Poole.
Mary Catherine Fitzhenry.
Andon Jace Papora.
Peyton Garrett Phobes.
Juliana Isabella Proscia.
Casey Ford.
Isabella Ann Priswazny.
Andrew Fody Jr.
Nicholas Michael Puglia.
Omar Francis.
Justin Lee Randall.
Christopher Bradley Frazier Yacuzio.
Daniela Maria Quiles.
Daria Lynette Fursick.
Isabella Marina Quiles.
Angelina Veronica Fusco.
Prithranti Rayo.
Olivia Victoria Gagliardi.
Jessica Bridget Reed.
Isabella Ray Galvanic.
Quinn Brian Remlinger.
Alexandra Grace Gandolfo.
Francesca Marie Ricino.
Lily Garcia.
Antonio Edward Rios.
Dana Lynn Garrison.
James M. Rip Jr.
Mia Isabella Gatos.
Samantha Marie Rivera.
Eric Galfand.
Joshua Rodriguez.
Anna Simone Hanny Jermaine.
Michelle Rodriguez.
Daniel Christopher Gendy.
Christian David Roman.
Sean Gibbons.
Samantha Romano.
Kelsey Margaret Gilroy.
Bo Romanowski.
Anthony Giordano.
Cesar Rosario.
Anthony Judice.
Drew Rosh Gorski.
Richard A. Junko.
Caitlin Elizabeth Ross.
Colton Chad Glovich.
Joshua Forsyth Rawson.
Jacob David Gecky.
Alexander Jace Rubiano.
Jesse Tyler Gold.
Tara Rubino.
Elion Zael Gomez.
Emily Nicole Ruiz.
Jada Marie Gonzalez.
Julia J. Rutt.
Sean Gonzalez.
Megan Rose Sabach.
Ryan Michael Goodspeed.
Hannah S. Salant.
Eugenio David Granado.
Jessica Samborski.
Ella Elizabeth Grant.
Raul Sanchez Marquez.
James Green.
Vincent F. Santatoro.
Aiden Michael Greenberg.
Julia Elizabeth Saponaro.
Remy Gabrielle Greenberg.
Leo Dylan Sarcona.
Trista M. Grakowski.
Vincent Arthur Savoya.
Kayla Ann Grimshaw.
Sophia Marie Scala.
Daniela L. Gracetta.
Chloe Reed Scarbaggio.
Jason Thomas Guilfoyle.
Hadley Sophia Schachter.
Liliana Gutierrez.
Olivia Ann Catherine Scherer.
Jessica Hackinson.
Zachary Michael Schmid.
Emanuela Halkias.
Nicholas Anthony Sharapo.
William J. Hall.
Thomas William Scolthrope.
Penny Harkowski.
Samantha Scheich.
Victoria Elizabeth Harper.
Ryan G. Sheriff.
Ariane Amdi Harula.
Rebecca Claire Sharp.
John Andrew Hayward.
Carly Jordan Shine.
Cole James Hecht.
Zane Shares.
Alyssa Lynn Harriet.
Anissa M. Siddiqui.
Bella Blue Hendry.
Gianna Silva.
Brian Anthony Hernandez.
Faith Rebecca Silverman.
Joshua Charles Hawkeiser.
Tyreek Terrence Simmons.
Christopher James Hodges.
Anthony Vincent Sirico.
Amy Elizabeth Hoffman.
Alana Marie Sisto.
Sophia Leanne Howe.
Victoria Caroline Skiba.
Abigail Rose Hines.
Michael Slade.
Josh Ray Iberetta.
Allison Christina Smith.
Edward Nathaniel Israelov.
Haley Christina Soden.
Ryan Christian Jackson.
Caroline Rooney Speck.
Lindsay Hope Jacobs.
William Conrad Spence.
Matthew Kevin Jakonski.
Ava Paulina Spurtos.
Emma Rose Jaffe.
Emma Nicole Spoonhour.
Catherine Mary Jaffe.
Catherine Jane St. Germain.
Angelica Jakarka.
Margaret Frances St. Germain.
Christopher Ryan Jancheski.
Harrison Morris Stern.
Paige Jiraki.
Taylor Sophia Stern.
Nathaniel Jester.
Trinity Alexandra Stockel.
Isabella Jones.
Raphael Joshua Sunbong.
Samantha Ali Jose.
Sophia Claire Cerise.
Joseph Juarez.
Michael Christopher Svetnikov.
Peyton Judy.
Akriti Tandon.
Trisha Marie Kane.
Brendan Greg Taylor.
Grace Fia Katz.
Mia Tesker.
Joseph Michael Katz.
Aaron Jonathan Toletti.
Valeria K.
Jeffrey P. Tomaszewicz.
Alexander David Kaznowski.
Hunter D. Torrey.
Ryan John Keegan.
Peyton Sheila Trabb.
Sean Dylan Keegan.
Luke Patrick Trainer.
Milo Floyd Kelly.
Taylor Trainer.
Thomas Matthew Kelson.
Frank Peter Trimboli.
Douglas Elliott Kemble.
Brian J. Trugerello.
Brendan Terrence Kenny.
Samantha Turchi.
Ethan Matthew Kessler.
Ronald Turcott.
Alexa Lena Kolodowski.
Vincent Utz.
Sean Thomas Colleen.
Jenna Sophia Vaccaro.
Diana Therese Kingren.
Daniel Valentino.
Brianna Sarah Kirsch.
Jennifer Velasquez.
Christiana Beth Kirsch.
Isabella Marie Vitali.
Anifa Klobasishta.
Uziel Vivas Cruz.
Bestfort Klobasishta.
Zoe Madeline Wall.
Arbor Klobasista.
Maureen Patricia Walsh.
Alicia Marie Klotz.
Adam Joseph Weeks.
Lexi Constantidis.
Paige Weiner.
Grayson Lawrence Kornblatt.
Sydney Rose Weintraub.
Ilana Kosha.
Catherine Elizabeth Weiss.
Bessa Kraja.
Casey White.
Catherine N. Kress.
Dana Christine Williams.
Zachary Aaron Krieg.
Lila Faye Williams.
Luke Aaron Crummich.
James Williams.
Chelsea Loretta Kuffner.
Sean Willoughby.
Kelly Kunzman.
Elise Anna Whitstanley.
Jake M. Kercheski.
Jaden Wodarczyk.
Kevin P. Kercheski.
Dylan Wong.
Emma Marie Kurtz.
Ethan Wei Yen.
Brett Matthew Berlin.
Yeah, Brett.
Yusef Zabadi. Alessandra F. Zamayoa. Maria Zomorero Neri. Tyler Patrick Zawatsky. Sichi Zhang.
Now, to lead the class in the ceremonial conclusion, the senior class president of the class of 2022, Ms. Emily Carl.
I ask you all to join me in turning our tassels to the left. And having done so, it is my distinct and sincere pleasure to introduce Freehold Township High School's graduating class of 2022.
Before we conclude, unfortunately, our principal, Dr. Celso, cannot be with us tonight as she battles with medical issues. Guys, just have a seat for a second, please. So this message is from our principal, Dr. Celso. Dear class of 2022, my sincerest apologies for not being able to attend tonight's momentous occasion. It has been an honor watching you grow over the last 4 years. I am so proud of you for who you have become. Tonight, all of your hard work and success has paid off. Set goals, dream big, and reach for the stars. Best wishes on all your future endeavors. I know you will do amazing things in your next chapter. Once again, I present to you the Freehold Township 2022 graduating class. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Our Patriot tradition is to have no formal recessional at commencement. As the band performs the final musical selections, we invite all of our guests to join the staff on the track and field in offering personal congratulations to the class of 2022. Access to the track can be gained through the gates located approximately at each end of the stands. Once again, congratulations, class of 2022.
$525,600 minutes.